South Africa!
In addition to being an exceptionally gorgeous person, Tom Cruise is an American actor who is also one of the superstars in Hollywood who earns the most money. The streaming income from his main part in Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Part 1 and Top Gun, Maverick, 2022, brought him a total of $45 million in earnings. In spite of the fact that his life was full of inconsistencies, he was able to achieve the highest level of success because of his extraordinary skill and his persistent work ethic. Have you ever pondered the question of an individual's true net worth? In this most recent video, we will investigate the hitherto unknown factors that have contributed to his immense popularity. Most importantly, Tom Cruise's enormous riches were a surprise to his family. On what did he spend millions of dollars throughout the course of his life? I ask that you watch this video all the way through. In Syracuse, New York, on July 3, 1962, Tom Cruise was born, and his road to celebrity started in a home that was not very wealthy. His father, Thomas Sr., worked in the field of electrical engineering, while his mother, Mary Lee, was a teacher who specialized in special education. Tom was a youngster who struggled with insecurity and self-consciousness due to his tiny height and crooked teeth. He was raised in a Catholic home that had 3 sisters. Tom had to attend 15 different schools due to his frequent relocations, which made it difficult for him to develop connections that would last a lifetime. Even though Thomas Sr. had a hard time keeping consistent work, the family was afflicted by financially unstable circumstances. Thomas Sr. was a home dictator who often resorted to physical punishment for little problems, which added to the chaos that was already there. Tom made his debut on stage for the first time in 1971, when his family relocated to Ottawa, Canada. He participated in a school theater club during this time. Not only did he have a growing interest in acting, but he also had substantial difficulties in his academic pursuits. This was especially true since he had dyslexia, which made reading and writing very difficult jobs. Bullying made his problems much more tough, but he persisted and eventually overcame his dyslexia on his own with the passage of time. At the age of 12, there was a significant upheaval in the dynamics of the household. Following their divorce, his mother moved back to the United States with her 4 children. His father remained in the United Kingdom. At the same time that she was working numerous jobs, her children, including Tom, were also working part-time jobs in order to make ends meet. To provide one example, Tom delivered newspapers in order to assist in providing for the family. While Tom was still in his teenage years, he briefly considered the possibility of becoming a priest in the Catholic Church. He ultimately decided to enroll at the Franciscan Theological Seminary. The next year, however, he decided against continuing along this road and instead went back to ordinary school. It was then that he acquired a taste for sports such as wrestling, floorball, and football. In addition to being kicked off the football team for consuming alcohol before a game, he was forced to retire from wrestling owing to an injury that he sustained. Mary Lee, Tom's mother, remarried when Tom was 16 years old, and her new husband turned out to be an amazing stepfather. Tom made his comeback to the stage after being forced to give up his athletic goals. Tom immersed himself in the world of theater, and his mother eagerly backed him in pursuing his new interest to the fullest extent. He was so committed to his work that he skipped his graduation ceremony in order to take part in a musical. Following his graduation from Glen Ridge High School in New Jersey at the age of 18, Tom relocated to New York in order to pursue a career in acting. His early aspirations, on the other hand, were not fulfilled, and he ultimately found himself working as a waiter. However, his relocation to Los Angeles proved to be far more beneficial. It was there that he signed a contract with a talent agency and started getting parts in films. Tom's debut on the big screen was in the drama Endless Love, which was released in 1981. Not long after that, he made his debut in the film Taps, where he was originally placed in a supporting role. However, the director, who was blown away by his skill, ultimately decided to give him a more important role. Before shooting started, Tom and his co-stars participated in a basic training course that lasted for 45 days and took place in actual barracks. Tom relocated to a motel till the filming began since he was unable to continue to tolerate it. His first speaking part was in this role, which paid him a total of $50,000. During the year 1982, Tom made an appearance in the adolescent comedy Losing It. The following year, in 1983, he did so in 3 further films. On the set of Francis Ford Coppola's crime movie, The Outsiders, Tom suffered a broken thumb. This was the first film in the series. After that, he became a celebrity in the film Risky Business, for which he had to lose 9 pounds by following a strict diet and working out every day. In addition to receiving a nomination for a Golden Globe in the category of Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical, his performance earned him a fee of $75,000. The beginning of his romance with his co-star Rebecca De Mornay took place on this set. Tom played the main part in the young sports drama All the Right Moves, which was released to the public a month ago in September. Legend, a fantasy film directed by Ridley Scott, was his subsequent production, and he received a payment of $500,000 for it. Legend was released in 1985. There was also a flourishing of Tom's personal life throughout the early 1980s. Patti Scialfa, a singer and guitarist, and Cher, a well-known singer, were both people he was romantically involved with. The fact that Cher had a passionate relationship with Tom was something that she publicly acknowledged, and she placed him among her top 5 lovers. Tom earned a salary of $1 million for his role in the play The Color of Money, which he appeared in 1986. He also performed virtually all of the pool shots personally. In the same year, the very successful film Top Gun was released to the public for the first time. After flying with the aerobatics team of the United States Navy, Tom, who had first been hesitant to accept the assignment, ultimately changed his mind. He was able to solidify his position as a celebrity and earn $2 million as a result of the job. It was only a matter of months before Tom Cruise was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Mimi Rogers, an actress, was the one who introduced him to Scientology, a religious system that he eventually grew dedicated to. He married Mimi Rogers in 1987. In 1988, Tom had appearances in the films Young Guns and Cocktail. The fact that he was nominated for a Golden Raspberry for his performance in Cocktail did not prevent him from earning $3 million and gaining experience in the bartending industry. In the same year, he had a starring role in the critically acclaimed movie Rain Man, in spite of the fact that there were not many expectations for them. He and his co-star Dustin Hoffman took their parts very seriously. Tom spent some time working as an orderly at a facility that served individuals with autism, and he was constantly practicing with Hoffman. Tom received a fee of $3 million in addition to a portion of the revenues from this picture. In the film Born on the 4th of July, directed by Oliver Stone and released in 1989, Tom played the role of Ron Kovic, a veteran of the Vietnam War. Following Tom's performance, Kovic bestowed upon him the Bronze Star since he was so pleased by it. Tom was nominated for the Academy Award, the BAFTA Award, and the Golden Globe for his performance in this role. After that, he had an appearance in the 1989 sports drama Days of Thunder, in which he not only played a leading role but also contributed to the writing of the script. This movie resulted in a charge of $9 million and resulted in the debut of Nicole Kidman, an actress from Australia. Tom Rogers divorced Mimi Rogers shortly after they started a relationship with one other. He wed Nicole on the 24th of December in the year 1990. Isabella Jane and Connor Anthony were the 2 children that the couple finally adopted after experiencing a miscarriage. They were ready to build a family and were keen to do so. In the romantic drama Far and Away, which was released in 1992, they had a co-starring role. The film was directed by Ron Howard, who used their already existing chemistry to improve their performances. As an example, during one of the scenes, Nicole's character abruptly removes a basin that was covering Tom, so exposing him to the nude state. This causes Nicole to respond in a straightforward manner. This job brought in a total of $13 million for Tom. He proceeded to make a substantial amount of money, including $5 million for the film A Few Good Men, $12 million for the film The Firm, and $15 million for the film Interview with the Vampire, The Vampire Chronicles, each of which was released in 1994. He received nominations for renowned accolades such as the Golden Globe, Saturn, and MTV accolades as a result of his participation in these organizations. In May of 1996, Tom was featured in the film Mission Impossible. which would go on to become his hallmark picture and establish a series that would go on to achieve tremendous success. It was during his time working on the film that he was able to fulfill a boyhood ambition of his, which was to portray a special agent. He made his debut as a producer. Due to the fact that he received a portion of the proceeds, his total income was $70 million. At the tail end of the year, another popular picture starring Tom Cruise, the melodrama Jerry Maguire, was released. Cruise played the lead character in this film. This effort was lauded by film experts, who presented him with awards such as the Golden Globe and the MTV Award, as well as nominations for the Screen Actors Guild Award and an Academy Award. In addition to a part of the profits, his fee was $20 million. Then, Tom and Nicole came to an agreement to portray the roles of adrift spouses in the psychological thriller Eyes Wide Shut, which was directed by Stanley Kubrick. As part of their commitment to shoot for as long as it was required, they signed open contracts. Because of this, the shooting took place in London during the months of November 1996 and June 1998. Editing took an additional year, and then the movie was finally made available to the public. In the aftermath of Kubrick's passing, reactions were not unanimous. The relationship between Cruise and Kidman is said to have suffered as a result of their involvement in the production of the film. The audience was able to see Tom in the drama Magnolia not long after that. There are a lot of reviewers who think that this part is the greatest of his career. It resulted in him receiving a Screen Actors Guild Award, a nomination for an Academy Award, and another Golden Globe. Despite the fact that his pay was an exceptionally small $100,000, Cruise starred in and produced the sequel to Mission Impossible, which was released in the year 2000. He put his own life in danger on set in order to achieve the highest possible level of realism. With regard to the motorbike scenario that took place through open flames, for instance, he did not wear fireproof clothes or utilize protective gel, to add insult to injury. He insisted on using a real knife during a fight scene that had a knife being brought close to his eye, halting it mere millimeters away from his pupil. In addition to handling the editing, he was responsible for covering any budget overruns. After declining in advance, he was awarded an MTV award and got 30% of the earnings, which totaled $75 million. Cruise and Kidman's marriage came to an end in the year 2001 because he refused to address their problems. He went without providing an explanation. Nicole later found out that she was pregnant, but it turned out that the pregnancy was an ectopic pregnancy. After some time had passed, their children made the decision to remain with their father and adopted his religious beliefs. It has been speculated that Isabella and Connor do not have any communication with Nicole. However, they have refuted these allegations. Once upon a time, in the year 2001, Tom began a romantic connection with Penelope Cruz, who had previously appeared with him in the film Vanilla Sky. This picture brought him a Saturn Award, in addition to $20 million and 30% of the revenues. Although they had a passionate relationship, the primary source of contention was Scientology. Penelope's refusal to give up her Buddhist views was the primary factor that led to the end of their relationship 3 years later. In subsequent years, rumors began to circulate that the Church of Scientology was looking for a bride for him. There are rumors that they went with the British-Iranian actress Nazanin Boniadi, but unfortunately, their relationship did not become successful. During the year 2002, Tom appeared in a cameo in the comedy Austin Powers in Goldmember and played the main character in the science fiction thriller Minority Report. Both of these roles earned him $25 million and a nomination for a Saturn Award. At the same time, he made the decision to correct a problem that would last a lifetime, and he got braces. It was his brilliant grin that became his hallmark after he had significant dental procedures that cost at least $30,000. By the way, the same can be said about his cinematic jogging, which the actor does with a remarkable level of flair. His portfolio was expanded to include the historical battle drama The Last Samurai in the year 2003. This picture was a huge hit, earning him $25 million in addition to a portion of the gross revenues. His character was a captain, which is a middle-ranking officer in the military. Cruise was nominated for a number of awards, including a Golden Globe, a Saturn Award, and an MTV Award, among the numerous nominations that this specific picture got. In preparation for this part, Tom became proficient in the use of a samurai sword, became fluent in Japanese, and immersed himself in the traditions and customs of Japan. During the course of this preparation, which took him around 2 years, he almost avoided death on set when a colleague came dangerously close to stabbing him in the neck with a sword. Collateral was the next film that Cruise appeared in. Then in 2005, he was a star in War of the Worlds, a science fiction action picture directed by Steven Spielberg. His fee was an astonishing $100 million, which was made possible by a share of the revenues. On the other hand, it seemed like Tom did not place much importance on all of that money at the time, since he was head over heels in love with the actress Katie Holmes. Katie said that when she was a youngster, she had pictures of Tom Cruise in her bedroom and dreamt of marrying him. He famously proclaimed his love for her on Oprah's program, and Katie admitted that she had seen herself marrying him. Katie responded positively to Tom's beliefs, and as a result, he lavished her with costly presents and scheduled romantic dates for her. After a period of 6 months of being together, they made the announcement that they were expecting a child. Their daughter, Suri, was born in April of 2006, and in November of the same year, the couple tied the knot in a ceremony that was based on Scientology. To top it all off, they were awarded the Golden Raspberry Award for being the most annoying tabloid targets. The compassion that Tom has shown for his daughter has been beyond the limit. For example, Suri was given a pony and a residence in New York City that cost $13.5 million so that she could celebrate her 6th birthday. Meanwhile, Cruise was nominated for a Saturn Award and earned $75 million for his role in the film Mission: Impossible 3, which he starred in. It was out of respect for filmmaker Robert Redford that he decided to work for a much lower salary in the film Lions for Lambs, which was released in 2007. In the year 2008, Tom had an appearance in the action comedy Tropic Thunder, for which he was nominated for a Golden Globe. Additionally, he played the role of a resistance hero in Nazi Germany in the thriller Valkyrie, for which he was nominated for a Saturn Award and paid a price of $20 million. After a period of 2 years, he released his subsequent flick, a comedy action film. Night and Day was the title of the film. First, the prime rate for the shooting was $11 million, and then a percentage of fees was added to that amount. It is interesting to note that Tom chose this script because of its comedic tone. At the same time, he was offered roles in the action films Salt and The Taurus. However, he declined those roles because he felt that they were too similar to his subsequent project, Mission: Impossible, Ghost Protocol, for which he received nominations for both an MTV and a Saturn Award. The 4th installment of the movie, which is about a special agent, was published in 2011, and it was distinguished by an astonishing stunt in which Tom Cruise's character leaps out of the window of the Burj Khalifa Tower in Dubai. The actor, as is his custom, refused to have stunt doubles and practiced for a number of months. Yet despite this, he still slammed into the structure many times because to the high wind. However, once the film was released, the sum significantly rose owing to the proportion of the grosses. The advance for the filming was $12.5 million, but the number climbed significantly. At the premiere of the musical Rock of Ages, which took place on June 13, 2012, the actor played the part of a rock star and specifically learned to sing for the purpose of playing this role. After some time had passed, the news that Cruise and Holmes had divorced startled the whole world. The pair had been married for a couple of weeks. Katie took the initiative, and she asserted that she would not accept the destiny that her husband had chosen for her. She requested full custody of her daughter. Tabloids said that she was ultimately able to escape the oppressive environment of Scientology, in which she was under constant observation, by using this method. As a result of Katie's decision to send Suri to a private Catholic school in Manhattan after the conclusion of her divorce, Cruise ceased all communication with his daughter. Just within the previous year, he made the unexpected decision to continue the connection and intended to provide her with a vehicle as a gift for her 16th birthday. However, Katie Holmes was opposed to the idea. The suspenseful detective novel Jack Reacher was made available to the public at the close of the year. The celebrity once again served in the capacity of producer for this film. In addition to acting in it and carrying out all of the stunts himself, Tom spent his 50th birthday while working on the set of the post-apocalyptic action film Oblivion, which was released in 2013. That year, fans saw Tom in the film. After a year had passed, Cruise received a nomination for a Saturn Award for his performance in the science fiction film Edge of Tomorrow, which he had performed in the previous year. While he was completing his sequences, he planned a party for the cast and crew that was worth more than $100,000. The party was held at the conclusion of the shooting, as part of the 5th installment of the Mission Impossible series, which was released in 2015. Tom made an appearance. To reiterate, he attempted practically all of the feats despite also suffering from 6 separate ailments. He was able to fly by gripping the side of an aircraft while holding his breath underwater for more than 6 minutes. This scenario was filmed in 8 separate takes, with the aircraft climbing to an altitude of around 5,000 feet. In the years that followed, the celebrity's filmography was restocked with films such as Jack Reacher's Never Go Back and The Mummy, which he got for a base cost of $13 million. In addition, he was offered roles in The Golden Raspberry, American Made, and Mission Impossible Fallout. With the intention of capturing all of his videos in real time, Tom once again set himself the task of learning how to fly a helicopter in a professional capacity. However, as he was executing one of the stunts, he suffered a significant injury to his leg, which resulted in the shooting having to be put on hold for a number of months. Top Gun: Maverick, the sequel to the narrative of the Hot Shoots, was released for the first time in the year 2022. In the film, Tom Cruise demonstrated his ability to pilot a military aircraft, which was a highlight for him. The airplane that was used during World War II belonged to the actor himself. He was paid a basic salary of $15 million. The public service announcement, PSA, talks about the hazards of motion-smoothing technologies in current televisions, and the celebrity mixed his promotional effort with advertising for the National Football League, NFL. Tom was honored with an honorary Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival in addition to receiving accolades from Saturn and MTV for his performance in this role. The premiere of the 7th installment in the Mission Impossible series, titled Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, took place last week. In addition, a sequel is scheduled to be released in 2024, and it is anticipated that it will bring the saga of Special Agent Ethan Hunt to a close. It has been speculated that Cruise started a romantic connection with actress Hayley Atwell while they were working together on set. In addition to that, he executed the most perilous stunt of his whole life, which was a motorbike leap off of a cliff. The actor claims that he spent a year practicing every day, and that he made 30 failed tries every single day. In addition to traveling into space, he intends to make a movie aboard the International Space Station, ISS. The 2nd installment of The Edge of Tomorrow could be published in the near future as well. According to estimates, Tom Cruise's wealth is worth around $600 million, with the majority of his earnings coming from his own production firm. At the same time, Forbes reports that the movie studios made an average profit of $11 for every dollar that he was paid by them, according to Forbes. The Hollywood celebrity creates gold out of everything he comes into contact with. The fact that he appeared in Rain Man while wearing Ray-Ban spectacles, for instance, resulted in a 15% rise in sales. This impact was replicated in an additional picture, and it reached 40%. The Church of Scientology receives a significant portion of the financial resources that celebrities invest in its programs. On the other hand, the medical profession has attacked one of his attempts to assist firemen and rescue personnel for using procedures that are not scientific. It is not uncommon for Cruise to surprise the public with his acts and words. For instance, since he was married to Katie Holmes, he insisted that the rooms at the hotels where he stayed be decorated with photographs of him and his wife. He also voiced his disapproval of actress Brooke Shields' decision to use antidepressants in the year 2004. In light of the fact that Scientology does not acknowledge psychiatry as a legitimate medical specialty, he advocated for its prohibition. In her response, Brooke suggested that the guy should concentrate on rescuing the Earth from aliens and provide women who are suffering from postpartum depression the freedom to pick the therapy that they get. Tom expressed his regret to Shields, but he did not alter his position. Subsequently, he engaged in a dispute with Steven Spielberg about the same matter. Having said that, The actor is also the kind of person who is recognized for his kindness and understands how to be a friend. But his genuinely famous present was not the most costly one by any stretch of the imagination. Tom is known to present his friends and co-workers with coconut cakes topped with white chocolate on significant occasions. The price of cruise cakes, as they are known in the entertainment industry, may range anywhere from $50 to $100, according to a number of different sources. When shown on the big screen, the celebrity often takes on the role of a courageous hero. On the other hand, he is a hero in the real world as well. When he saw a young lady getting struck by a vehicle, he sprang to her rescue by driving her to the hospital and paying the fee for her medical care. He was also instrumental in the capture of crooks who had robbed his neighbor on another occasion. A remarkable real estate portfolio has been amassed by Tom, which includes a property in the United Kingdom that is valued at $4.2 million and is located in close proximity to the headquarters of the Church of Scientology. Its furnishings are a combination of traditional and contemporary designs, and it has an outdoor swimming pool that is equipped with a jacuzzi. Over the course of 10 years, Cruise sold the home he had acquired in the Hollywood Hills for a price of $11.4 million. The purchase price was $11.7 million in 2005. Following the conclusion of his marriage to Katie Holmes, he purchased a lavish mansion in Beverly Hills for the sum of $30.5 million, until the property was sold for $40 million after the couple's divorce. The family lived a reclusive existence behind a towering hedge. He was also the owner of a house in Colorado that was more remote. At the beginning of the 1990s, he purchased a ranch in the countryside and then proceeded to construct a home that was walled with stone and cedar that had been whitewashed. The mansion had wooden beams, fireplaces, and panoramic windows that took in breathtaking views of the mountains, which contributed to the feeling of luxury and tranquility that pervaded the building. This property was sold by Cruise in 2021 at a price of $39.5 million. Clearwater, Florida was the location of the penthouse that Cruise acquired in 2018. The apartment that Tom Cruise resides in is located on the top 2 floors of this opulent apartment complex, which is situated in close proximity to the headquarters of the Church of Scientology in the United States. Also, he had a penthouse in New York City, which he sold in 2013 for a price of $3 million. A historic Buick Roadmaster, a 1958 Chevrolet Corvette, a Porsche 911, multiple Mercedes and BMWs, a Ford Mustang Saleen S281, a Ford Excursion SUV, and a Bugatti Veyron hypercar are all among the automobiles that can be found in Tom Cruise's garage. Initially, he drove a Chevrolet Chevelle SS as his first automobile. Cruise, who has a pilot's license, makes regular use of his Gulfstream G450 business aircraft, which has a price tag of more than $38 million. In addition to that, he is the proud owner of a Pitts Special S2B small aircraft, which he uses for his leisurely flights. Aside from racing, skydiving, and scuba diving, his passions also include fencing and racing. As part of an advertising effort, he even drove a Red Bull team vehicle so that he could be visible at Formula One races. He is often spotted at these events. Actor Tom Cruise is widely regarded as one of the most important figures of our day, having an effect not just on films but also on animated films. It was his look that served as the inspiration for the Disney character Aladdin. It's interesting to note that Cruise stopped allowing his image to be used in video games and toys later on. On top of that, he was offered the part of Iron Man, but he declined the offer. To what extent have you watched any of his films? If you would, do leave a remark below this video. Please show your appreciation by giving the video a like and subscribing to the Gautiant channel so that you don't miss out on anything that could be of interest to you.